Why did you and your last partner break up? She had this complex where everyone had to fit her perfect narrative the moment I showed any signs of autonomy. It was like I'd broken the rules of her personal fairy tale. I guess I just wasn't cut out to be Prince Charming. Me realized personal growth was non-negotiable, and often I compromised my passions for the sake of us. Single quotes. Her had a penchant for drama like she was auditioning for a reality show, which definitely kept things interesting. But life's complicated enough without someone constantly stirring the pot. Parent country, we were both atheists in a puritanical Muslim country, so this was inevitable, and marrying wasn't an option since we were different ethnicities. And her dad and brother were racists. Where we lived at the time essentially puts an end to any notion of that marriage ever taking place without exposing yourself to the risk of honor killings, and potentially even attacks on your family. All 3 of my relationships have ended because they cheated. The last one was the most painful, because that was when I went out of my way, so to speak, to find someone different from the people I usually date. I wasn't really into them in the beginning, but we ended up dating for years, and it was the best relationship I'd ever had. Until it wasn't. That really fucked with my head, and now I have major trust issues I'm not sure I'll ever rebound from. I don't think she was ever really into me. Just wanted a fling that got serious. As time went on, we realized we both want different things in life. Since meeting my now partner of 9 years, I can see that my ex and I really weren't that compatible, and had a flawed relationship that lacked respect and collaboration. It hurt at the time, but I am so glad I experienced it and moved on. Me emotionally closed off due to a lack of maturity and understanding that it's okay to be vulnerable with USO. Hal was dealing with an opioid addiction at the time and was very impulsive to the point things became chaotic for no reason. However, she wore her heart on her sleeve, which was both good and bad. Aishan, suicidal, the whole spectrum of awful BPD behavior, refused to seek help, but paid to therapists to listen to her story of how I was hurting her by leaving no diagnosis or treatment sought. I finally learned I couldn't fix her. She showed barely any sympathy after my mom got sick and then passed away 6 months later. When I told her she was selfish, she acted like she had been there for me the whole time. But really, she just demanded my attention when I was trying to focus on my family. We had only been dating for a couple of months. I was obsessed with fitness and just the active. She said that I made her feel like she had to chase me, and she wanted to be the one being chased. I think she was looking for a yes man or simp who she had power over. I'm so glad I told her no. The next girl I went out with is my SO and soon-to-be wife. I found out he was in fact still doing drugs despite having told me he was done, and I didn't want to have to be around that. He maybe would have quit for real if I'd asked him to, but also maybe not. And either way, I didn't want to be the person to have to do that. It's his life, and it didn't align with mine. I wasn't the best partner and let my insecurities take over, and it made me a terrible person, and he got sick of it and eventually left. Not my proudest moment at all, and I am still trying to better myself, so I never put anyone else through that again. I'm not sure yet. We're giving it a try, and so far, it's going pretty well. We've only been together since 1979, and so far, these first 44 years have been good. If anybody has any tips on how to make it last, I'd love to hear them. My last partner straight up ghosted me, went from being a couple to no contact within less than a day. We didn't even have a breakup conversation either, so I really don't know and never have known why he did that to me. After I forgave her for cheating on me like an idiot, about a year later she abruptly left me for someone else, which lasted about 3 weeks. We were together for 12 years and have a 5-year-old together. He cheated on me got the girl pregnant and married her the same year. I was a wreck. This happened 9 years ago. It's all good now. I am now a mother, with a loving partner. Good karma is real. She got pissed because I gave her COVID. She demanded I berate my roommate who gave it to me and get an apology. He and I clearly did it on purpose, Guess I dodged that one. I treated her badly. I don't know why, but sometime when I feel like I'm so loved by a person, I tend to take them for granted. Maybe I'm just in a hole. The last person I dated before my wife broke up with me because I was also dating a friend of hers, the woman who would become my wife. She just left. I never got a reason. Some constructive criticism would have been nice so I know how to improve for the next person. He chose his friends over me. He was willing to spend entire weeks with them. I didn't bother to spare even just one day with me. She wanted to take a job in Ohio, and I would rather stab myself in the neck with a fork than live in Ohio. She left. I stayed. Because I met my current partner. No, I didn't cheat, but it highlighted what was missing with my last partner, so we broke up. His addiction won. He prefers his hand instead of a female. Wish he would have cheated instead. Han 1 female 0. Got lost when I went out for Mill. Just kinda went with the flow from there. I wish her luck though. He treated me like I was an option. Then when I left him, he stalked me like I was the only option. My dad got cancer and I became less fun. He's okay now, and she can eat a bag of dicks. She treated me like shit. I finally had enough of it and broke up with her. Dated her soon after my divorce. She wanted marriage. I didn't. 'Cause all four of us got fed up of long-distance relationship.